Okay, so now that you're fully warmed up, we're gonna start by just talking about a simple concept. And actually, this is not really to do with drawing or design, it's more to do with how we approach learning and development. And so, you may have heard this idea that it takes 10,000 hours to get really good at something. And this is an idea that's been around for a while. It doesn't matter if you're a sports person or whether you're an artist, but apparently it can take up to 10,000 hours to get really good. So let's just put a little marker there. So we're learning about design and we're also learning about drawing. And so apparently it takes 10,000 hours to become an artist. Now, this is the thing that no one ever tells you. The thing is, you don't need to be as good as, say, Vincent van Gogh, let's write him over here, to be a artist. You just need to be, or a designer, you just need to be good enough. Okay, so actually all that we need to do when we're learning to draw or when we're learning to design is be good enough. And so I'm going to draw a diagram that shows the relationship between good enough and the amount of time we need to spend practicing. Okay, so this is completely made up, by the way. I've got no scientific proof for it, but I reckon this scale is not at all linear. It's actually logarithmic. So I reckon somewhere around, different people are different, but somewhere around 20 to 50 hours of practice will get you to good enough. And actually, that's all you need to be. You need to be good enough to communicate your ideas. You need to be good enough to do a drawing during a meeting, to show something. You need to be good enough to communicate to someone on site how to build something, or someone in a factory how they might make something. So actually, that's where we're trying to get to. Now, here's the thing. When you're below good enough, actually, it can be painful and frustrating. So actually, if you don't feel like you're very good at drawing, okay, so if you feel that you are, I'm going to put the word rubbish. Now, I would never say that anyone is rubbish, but often we say, oh, I'm rubbish at that, I couldn't possibly do it. That's really because we're in this painful and frustrating zone. Actually, we don't like what we see, we don't appreciate what's going on for us. And we think we need to be better. And so we think, oh, I'm not good enough. And so I'm not really in that zone. Okay. Whereas once we become good enough, actually, we suddenly decide that we like doing this and we really put lots and lots of time into it, and it becomes a pleasure and a joy. Okay. So here's the thing. Really, what we want to be doing is developing ourselves in this zone here. And this is called having a growth mindset. So you say, yes, this is difficult for me, but actually I can see that just with a small amount of input, so if I spend a few hours, I can actually improve substantially. So it's hard to improve because we don't want to do it, because we don't enjoy it, it's painful, it's frustrating, but actually the amount of time required to improve is very little. Whereas if you want to become a world-renowned artist, this is a lot of work. We actually have to spend a lot of time doing this. It takes ages and ages and ages. So what we're going to find as we go through our 6 weeks learning about drawing and design is that actually we're going to be probably in this zone here where it feels like, oh, actually this isn't as good as I want it to be. But by doing that over and over again, what we're doing is we're pushing ourselves up this curve and hopefully getting to a point where we feel like our work is good enough. And then at that point, we find that actually, I quite enjoy doing this. So I might start taking a sketchbook with me and drawing things when I'm out and about. Or I might start making drawing diagrams when I'm taking notes, because actually I feel confident doing that. And that's what we're hoping to get to, is a point where you feel good enough, and then you can actually start to develop yourself and become more and more self-motivated in your drawing and in your design work.